It's hard. I mean, you if you hire the wrong person that has the tendency to be fraudulent, you're already 1-0 behind. They'll try to find the loopholes in your system
Yeah.
and basically exploit them. So let's continue with the theory. And maybe I guess this is your part, RJ, because he's gonna talk about the defense of Jinan
Okay.
with regards to this.
In December last year, and he left Bolt's employ. So here's where I'm going with this. I'm saying the fact that Miss Panton did not name Bolt in this statement as being one of her victims could be, Mariah, that she's saving that as her trump card, because with all of what she's done, defrauding 39 customers, clearly the book will be thrown at her by the court when she moves through, the process goes through the investigation, she's charged, and she goes to court. To say, or even before it gets there, to say, to plead, to say, look, I didn't rob Bolt, but I know who did. So if you're going to give me 24 months, or 24, if you're going to give me 12 years, 15 years for this fraud, maybe you want to know about who defrauded the legend so badly that you will want to give me a significant discount if I tell you who did it and if I tell you how they did it. And the reason I put in how they did it in it is because in her statement, she detailed how she robbed the individual clients. So she knows the process more than you know the back of your hand, because I don't think you spend a lot of time looking at the back of your hand, only when you're lotioning, right? Or you're washing your hands. There you go. But the point I'm making is this, Mariah. I'm telling you, I think I'm onto something here. She is holding that information sacrosanct for the moment. And the moment that they move to the point where charges will be laid, her attorney will say, well, gentle people, I'm sure you all want to know how Mr. Bolt's money went. My client didn't take it, but she knows who did and she knows how they did. Are you willing to negotiate with us? That's my theory.
What do you think about this theory, RJ?
There's definitely something there. There's definitely something there. And it's good to, if it's good to, well, I don't know if good is the right word, but I do think that it's important to make sure that you use your trump card at the right time. So it might be true that she knows, so she has the information and she would use it. That would be actually very smart. But they are probably not going to give her 24 months, for example. So lower it drastically immediately. So they would try to, it's a game, you know, instead of 12, we're going to make it 10. Okay, we'll give you 9. Okay, we'll give you, something like that. However, if they find out who did it and how this person did it without her assistance, she'll get everything. Or at least they'll go for the max. So it's a game. It's a gambit. Usually more things play a role. But yeah, there might be a chance that the cops or the authorities will find out how it was done and who did it and how this person did it without
Or assistance.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's a game.
Maybe they were using QuickBooks as well.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe
It
no.
seems like a recurring theme. If this is if it's so easy to move people's money around, guys, what are we talking about? FTX was doing the same thing.
No. So what I can tell you is that you would think that the problems a startup faces is different than, for example, a corporate company, but that's not the case. Companies face the same type of trouble. no matter how big or small. The only difference is the it's most of the times the main difference is lies in the consequences, so the monetary consequences. But all companies face the same type of challenges, and processes is something. So the management of processes is very important. A
Mhm.
lot of companies do not have that under control. There are a lot of things going on, and they're oftentimes more focused on the day to day. They do have a compliance officer, but oh, and this is also so the compliance officer is the one that is in charge. Basically, the compliance officer's task is to the compliance officer's task is to make sure that the company is not acting in a way that would harm it in the future, not acting
Sketch.
reckless.
Not being sketchy and reckless. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But if you talk, I mean, go to a compliance officer's convention and throw a stone. The person it hits will tell you, do you think they listen to these compliance officers when they say, don't do that? Of course not.
Oh, Jesus.
I do agree with you on that. Well, not on the well, I do agree on the part of processes. Um, I think probably with smaller companies. So if you don't, part of those processes are also the authorizations. I think that that's one thing that will keep people from in the system, right? Authorization in the system. Some people can go to certain parts of whatever accounting system you're using or CRM that could that you're shaking your head. You
I'm,
disagree?
li- I'm listening. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. So that covers partially the that covers partially the possibility of fraud. So that I mean, if people want to defraud, they will find a way, but it limits it. Let's put it this way. By basically authorizing, some people cannot do certain things without approval from and in the system. So it's not approval, verbal approval, but within the system, you cannot press certain buttons and make certain things happen.
Yeah. But if you look at it, often, I mean, it sounds like I understand what you're saying,
Mhm.
but it depends on who is the one.
Defrauded.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
because
is
you
true.
need it's sometimes you need just two people. If you have two people, sometimes two people you can do a lot. So it's not, you understand what I mean? So
That is true.
uh,
That is
and
true.
and I mean, we've covered a couple of financial fraud cases. If the manager is uh, fraudulent or acting in a way that's not correct, not complying with the compliance rules, and the you have a manager that helps the 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 director, the financial director, do what shouldn't be done, then that director can say anything to the manager if he does something. And if the manager has subordinate, maybe they're friends or they used to be friends when they were both working at the same level before that manager became so that colleague became a manager, they can easily um, move money. So it's not that. So you need systems in place to make it. You need systems in place and processes, and let's say the right technology, the right software to limit fraudulent acts, but it's almost impossible to actually prevent it completely.
Guys, let us know in the comments what you think about, or the chat, what you think about this, how this could happen, and how you can cover this as best as you can. It's hard. I mean, you if you hire the wrong person that has the tendency to be fraudulent, you're already 1-0 behind. They'll try to find the loopholes in your system and basically exploit them.